Hey guys, welcome to the Skolo Online YouTube channel, the channel that is all about learning, okay? In this channel, we make a lot of videos on web development, WordPress design, e-commerce development, Python development, and a whole lot more. We will take you through the process of everything we're teaching you from beginning to end, step by step, so that you can follow along and build as we build, all right? If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. The subscribe button is going to be red right underneath the video that you're watching, and like this video and comment on these videos. Let us know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, so that we can create content that is more relevant to what you guys want to watch, okay? Also, underneath the video that you're watching, there is that show more button underneath the description. Please open it up and have a look at some of the links that we've created for you. Every time that we make a video, we will add all the useful links underneath it. So if you hear me saying in the video that I'm going to link it in the description below, that's where you'll find the link in the description underneath the video, all right, for more information to help you learn along, all right? And a lot of the videos that we make, also we will create timestamps because our videos are long. You don't have to watch the entire video. You can go through these timestamps and read which part of the video you are interested in watching. Click on the timestamp and it will fast forward you to that part of the video, and you only have to watch that, all right? And we also have linked in the description below our social media channels, so feel free to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We've got our website right there, and if you want to get in touch with us, my email address is also available in the description below. So let's start learning. In this video, we are going to cover Webflow. So to get started, just go over to webflow.com and then you'll come across this website so you can follow along. This tutorial is designed for beginners, so you should be able to do as I do and follow along. And by the end of this video, and I will try and get this done in less than 30 minutes, we will have a fully functional website that is running, that is not going to cost us anything. So let's get started. High-level definition: what is Webflow? Somebody stops in the middle of the street, asks you, what is Webflow? Webflow is an online website builder that uses sort of design elements that you can create your whole website from scratch without the use of any coding. So it's a no-code visual website builder that is really, really good for people who don't want to write any HTML, CSS code. You want to create a website directly off a visual sort of platform, and you can like drag and drop your images. You can edit it like you're editing like a PowerPoint presentation, and then you can immediately load it on a hosting server, or you can download the code and then get somebody else to host it for you. So it really allows you that kind of flexibility, and you can try all of those options. So when you go over to the Webflow website to get started, you can get started for free. So it allows you to explore what they have available and to explore the editor and to see what you can do and all the different functionalities of it. And then they've got free paid templates. It's really up to you what you want to work with. And you can completely create it from scratch for free. So let's get started on their website, all right? I love to always have a look at the pricing, and I'm gonna look at the top here and see if it's easily accessible, all right? So on their website, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, I'm gonna have a look down there and see if you can find the pricing of, what it costs you to do to create a website, right? So if you go over here, you can completely get started for free, all right? So you don't have to pay anything, and they don't ask for a credit card when you get started. So that is really, really nice that you can use their platform without paying when you're getting started. But if you want to use their hosting, so they've got different options on Webflow. So you can create a website with a custom domain with up to 100 pages and 25,000 monthly visits, which is a lot for getting started. And you would pay only $12 US per month. Okay, so $12 US is typical what a lot of other hosting providers charge you anyway. All right, I've shown you hosting from domains.co.za where you're paying what $5-6 US a month, and you can get hosting from DigitalOcean for also around $5 a month, or you can even get it for free if it's an HTML website. So their hosting is in that ballpark of what other hosting providers charge anyway, all right? And the nice thing about Webflow is it's not just a blank hosting provider, they're giving you a whole website builder. So you can build a website that looks really, really amazing. Then you can host it and pay that $12 a month, all right? And then nowadays you can even get a content management system, which content management is like, let's say you want to create like a blog and you want to be able to like enter your blog as contents, for example, like the heading, the whatever of a blog, and you want to be able to like update your blogs on a regular basis. So it's a dynamic website which has content in it, which you will be updating the dynamic content on a regular basis. Then you will need something like a CMS, and you're gonna pay $16 a month, right? So even an e-commerce website is a content, but I think the e-commerce pricing is more than the $16. I think it's about $25, $26 a month. So it's in line with like your Shopify type pricing, for e-commerce as well. All right. So the pricing, I think, is reasonable if you are going to be hosting it on a Webflow. But I'm going to show you in this video the free version where you're hosting it on a subdomain of Webflow, and you can completely create a website without paying anything, right? But it will not have any content management, and it won't have a custom domain. So before we get started, I've done a video where I showed you how to create a website for free as well. And I went through the pros and cons, and I think it's very, very important before you get started on any platform to understand the pros and cons, okay? The pros and cons of coding from scratch versus using online builders that are free. Number one, the cost, okay? When you're using an online builder, it has all of that, it has a lot of what I call, it's easy to use, it's convenient, but it's going to cost you more than trying to build a website yourself from scratch. Always is going to cost you more. Why is it going to cost you more? Obviously, these guys have built this amazing platform. They're paying developers to do it. They want to get a return on their investment. The free version is not really free. It's really there to help you learn the platform, but if you want to get anything useful out of it, and if you're creating a business website where you want to have your own custom domain, eventually you're going to be paying. And in the long run, you're going to be paying more than if you did the coding yourself, all right? But it's really convenient and a good way for beginners to get started, all right? And the prices they're charging, $16, $12 a month is not really a lot, and it's typical for a lot of the hosting providers. So it's cheap, it's more expensive, but it's convenient, right? So it depends on what you're trying to do. If you want convenience, if you want to go to market really, really quickly, then you can go for the for the website builders. But if you want to have more flexibility and you want to have more, adjusting your code yourself in the back end, and you are really willing to learn and you want to understand HTML and CSS, then maybe the cheapest way of actually building a website is to code it yourself from scratch. So let's get started with the free version of our Webflow. So at the top there, let's just click that button. And this is really, really useful. I'll go with the Google, signing in with Google option, where you don't even have to create an account. You can just pick one of the accounts that you have available on Google over there. So let's pick that one. And then it will sign you in quickly. And we're going to get started with a blank Webflow, canvas where there's absolutely nothing there. So when you're signing in for the first time, it will take you through this onboarding where they just want to understand your background. I think maybe it's for their own analytics, so they can figure out what kind of clients they're dealing with. So I'm just going to go with, I'm doing this for my own business, and I'm going to continue. Let's say you're a complete beginner, you've never built anything before, and I just want to do like, I don't know, a business site, yes, and I'm going to finish. So when you're getting started, this is what you will be faced with, a completely blank canvas. So we're going to click on start a new project. And at the top over there, they have, templates that you can work with. So you can either start with a blank site, or you can start with a portfolio starter, a business starter, and an e-commerce starter, all right? And so in this video, I can't cover all of them. I'm going to cover the easiest one, which doesn't have a content management system, because I don't want to do that. But actually, you can try that or that. So at the bottom if you hover over the template, you'll see that green sign there. And if you hover over this one, you'll see that blue. And over here, there's nothing, right? What that green stands for is e-commerce. So this is an e-commerce template. So if you download this template, it will already have a built-in e-commerce functionality. You know, the checkout page, the product page, you know, all of the things you would need in an e-commerce website. So it's a good starter for e-commerce, and this is similar to like a Shopify website. So if you wanted to do e-commerce, this is the template you want to go for. All right, and if you click this one, which has that blue at the bottom there, this is content management. So this is if you have contents that you want to work with, like a blog or any other type of content within the website, this starter already has that built into it. And this one over there doesn't have anything, doesn't have the e-commerce, doesn't have the content management. And then if you go down here, you will see all the other templates that are available. All right, there is a lot of free templates and that you don't have to pay for. And this one over there, you'll see that this is it has a content management, and it's not free. The price is $49. All right, so the prices on Webflow, it's a bit steep. I mean, it's a little bit more than what you would pay for if you went to a place like Enviro Market, for example, or Enviro Elements, where you can get a whole lot of templates that are really, really designed nicely for like $10. Or Enviro Elements, for example, you're paying monthly $12, and you got a whole lot of templates to work with. But obviously, you have to understand coding to work with those templates. But over here, $79 for just one website template. It's a bit steep in my opinion, but there's a whole lot of free templates to work with. So let's see over there. This is a blogging website. It's a content management system for blogging, and it's free. All right. So and this one over here is also free, but it doesn't have any CMS. This is a business one with no CMS. It's also free. You got e-commerce templates there that you're gonna have to pay for. You've got agency templates, free versions, and priced ones. So when you have time, browse through all of this and try and find a nice one to work with. And then you can also search according to like the different type of websites you want to build, whether you want to do an agency, a one-pager, photography startup. Let's see over there. Let's say you're a startup. You can search, I think, according to that, and then you can have a look at the templates over there. These are the paid ones, and I don't know if you can search according to free templates. I don't know. But in your own time, go through all of that. But I'm going to go back to that page because I think I've just noticed a nice one that I want to work with. It's up here, free. Let's see, e-commerce, restaurant. No, I think there was another one that's a business site that was free. This one over here. Yeah, so I'm going to work with this one. So I'm a coder, and I write a lot of HTML and CSS, and I know how to code a website directly from scratch. Why would someone like me want to use a website builder like Webflow? And I've done it many, many times. So there are situations where you would want to use a free builder, and I'm going to select this. And as I'm doing that, let's call this Skolo Online. Not learn more. Select and call this Skolo Online. Like that. Create a project. I'll tell you why even I use free website builders, although I'm a coder. When you are in the website space and when you're in the internet web development space, right? What we call space on the internet or a website is the currency of the internet. So any website that you can, any sort of website location that you can get for free, I always take, because you can use these free websites to do a whole lot of things. You can create content that you build backlinks to your own websites, right? And if you get it done for free and you get it hosted on webflow.io, for example, you inherit in a way the domain authority of Webflow, and you can like create content here and talk about your own website over here, and link back to your website and get free backlinks, all right? And those backlinks that you get will inherit the domain authority of Webflow. So that is internet currency. So every time I have time, a little bit of time to spare, I always go through these free website builders and I try to find one that I can, completely build a site for free, and I use it, and then I just put on my own content in there. and promote my products and talk about whatever it is I'm doing on my website, and then I link back to my original website. So I'm getting a free backlink. I'm getting a free backlink that is sitting with the domain authority of Webflow.io. So it just pushes my own website higher on Google rankings and on domain authority as well. So this is one of the reasons why you'd want to do this anyway, and still use the free version. So I've got this what's called a velocity template, and it really looks amazing. I mean, look at it, right? This is a website that looks like it's been built by a professional designer. So I'm going to take you quickly through the cockpit per se, or the navigation of Webflow for a beginner, so that you can understand what you're looking at over here. If you look at the top there, right, at the top here, you've got the different versions of sort of viewers that you can try and test your, what we call how responsive your website is. So the default one is, this is what the website will look like on a typical dashboard of a of a computer or a laptop, right? You can see that's a laptop over there. All right, so you can click on that one. This is a tablet, all right, and you can see what this website will look like on a tablet. So this is already responsive. So it's been built and designed to be responsive, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can see what it looks like on a phone, which is turned around, and you can see what it looks like on a small mobile device, all right? So on a mobile device, it will look like this. So when I design a website, I always want to do this to make sure that the website is responsive. But if you really want to test the responsiveness as well, you can do that, right? All right. So you can do that and see what it does there. And it says browser is too small, so it doesn't even work in that sense. But I like to do that to test the responsiveness. But here it's built in to check what it looks like on the different browsers. All right. And then over there, this is the publishing. When you're ready to publish your website, you can click over there and it will give you options to publish. And I think this one is being able to export the code. So if you click on that, you can export this HTML and CSS of this website. So if you wanted to build it somewhere else, perhaps on an Atom, and you wanted to see the code, you could click on that and export it. And then over here is the main navigation for this website, all right? So right at the top, if you click there, it will take you to the dashboard, the project settings, or the editor. So you can sort of toggle between the dashboard, the settings, and the editor. So if you click dashboard, it takes you to the Webflow dashboard where you can see all your projects. So this is a project you just created now, and you can then create a new project, and you can have multiple projects over here. All right, so I'm going to go back to where I was before, because that's the editor for the project that I was in, or you could also just click on that project and it will take you here. So again, on the navigator, you can see the project settings. All right, the project settings, this is where you can edit a lot of things around the name of your website, the subdomain. So when you publish this website right now, it will be sitting on skoloonline.webflow.io. This is what I was talking about when I said I sometimes use these free builders just for the domain authority, so I can create backlinks for my own website that inherit the domain authority of the website builder. So if you look at webflow.io, you can go and search and Google what is that domain authority, and if you create a subdomain in Webflow.io, you sort of inherit that domain authority, and you can build content over here and build stuff, blogs, whatever it is, and then backlink to your own website, and then you help push your own domain authority of your website up. This is one of the reasons why I do this. All right, and over here you can create a fav icon. So you need to make sure your image is 32 pixels. There are 32 pixels. So you can go to whatever designer it is and get a 32 pixel image, and then you can download it there. All right, so that's the problem there. Okay. You can also change the time zone settings on your website. Okay, so I can detect I'm already in South Africa, Johannesburg, GMT +2, so I'm happy with that. All right. Hosting. Over here again, then you'll have the options you can choose to go with their hosting plans, where you can, from the $12, this is the same as that pricing page that I showed you at the beginning, CMS, basic, whatever. You can go through all of this, and it has a little bit more detail on what's included in those hosting packages. All right, so you can, the billing, the editor, fonts, forms, backups, integration, custom code. So there's a lot you can do over there. And when you have time, you can go through all of that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the designer and take you through the navigation of what else is included over there. All right. So another interesting part of the navigation panel that you might want to look at is the pages. All right. So the pages, I think that's that one over there. This shows you what pages have already been pre-built in the template that you're working with, all right? So you will see what's there, but there's like 2 pages already. So you've got the home page and the contact page. So this is a very simple template, and the home page is the one that we are on right now, all right? This is that home page, and if you click on pages, you'll see there's also a contact page included. So if you click on contact, it will take you to the contact page, all right? So this contact page has a contact form, all right, that people can complete on your website, and it will send you information. This is what most people need, just a landing page and a contact page. So this is sufficient. And if you want to see the details of what's behind this contact page, you can go into your settings, I think, the project settings, and you can have a look at the forms, all right? So you can have a look at the forms over there, and you can change the settings over here that the forms will be sent to your email address, and this is what they look like, and form submission is on, and all of that. And you can decide whether you want to have reCAPTCHA or no reCAPTCHA. If you want to have reCAPTCHA, you would need the reCAPTCHA keys that you need to get from Google, all right? So I'm going to go back to the designer, and it looks like this form is already pretty much the basics have been set up for it. If somebody sends a contact form on this, it will come directly to you, all right? So let's go through quickly how you would edit information on here. So this doesn't have any content management. If the form that you downloaded had content management, you would need to go into this content management navigation panel there, and then you would see all the content that's already been pre-built into the form, and then you'd be able to either edit, delete, or add new content management sort of flows in there. If the form that you downloaded had e-commerce, you could you would navigate to that e-commerce over there, and then you'd be able to see a whole lot of things: the product, the categories, the checkout, the payment methods that's available, and I think they also have the PayPal, which is global. I think from anywhere in the world you can create a PayPal account, and then you can manage your e-commerce payment system through PayPal. So you can get all of this to work that way. But I'm not covering e-commerce here. Perhaps I'll do a video in the future where I'll do content management, and then maybe I'll do another one where I do e-commerce. But this video today is just the basic one that doesn't have any of that. And if you navigate a little bit down over there, you will see this is your assets block. So you can you'll see the assets that are already included in this template. They're already there, and a lot of it is like PNG, SVG. So the website was already built with very lightweight assets that are not going to take a long time to load your site. And if you wanted to, I'm just gonna say get it, but you can expand this, and you can see your assets in a bigger format. So if you wanted to download new images and include them in your assets box, you can just click the upload button, and it'll allow you to upload. Let's say you wanted to upload that, and you can upload it, and it will be included in your assets like that. And then you can later on use this asset on your website. So I'm going to close this and show you quickly how to edit. So let's say you wanted to change this image, all right? So you just click on it there, and if you click on an element, then the information on that element will pop up over here. So you'll see this is the hero section, all right? And you can edit a lot of the information there. I know it's a bit overwhelming at first. That's why I'll use a template and I won't change anything. But the easiest thing, if you wanted to change the image, for example, and you wanted to use a different image, I think you have to navigate there, and then you can click on it, and then you'll have the option to replace the image with a different one, right? So this is a div, all right, and then you can change it and replace it with a different one over there, all right? But I'm not going to change anything on this template. I'm going to just leave it as what it is. But perhaps you want to change the heading there and say, Skolo Online Learning. You can edit it like that, all right? And free responsive template Webflow. I'm gonna change this to step by step Webflow tutorial. How about that? Okay, and then you can do the same. You can edit all the content like that, you know. So you can change this and type whatever it is that you want. So you can edit this like you're editing a PowerPoint presentation, really. So go through down there, go through your services. This is not hooked up to any back end. It's not hooked up to any content management. It's just text and titles. And Twitter and all of that. You can change all of that. You can change the links. You can change the words. You know, if you click on something, you'll see the properties this side, and you can change it there. You can change the settings over there, or you can change what is typed in there by just double clicking and, you know, typing like, you know, you would do any other. You know, like it's a PowerPoint presentation, really. And at the bottom over there, you can also change that, and you can say copyright Skolo Online. Like that. All right, so once you've edited your website and you're ready to go, let's say you wanted to change that image over there. Remember I said you can just click on the image, and then you have the option there to replace the image, and you can use one of the images in here, or you can upload a new one, for example. All right, so I'm not going to change this image. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm not going to change a lot, because I think I've shown you enough that you'd be able to edit this. If you really wanted to edit it in your own time, you can do that. All right, so if you click on anything, the options to edit it are on this side. You know, the styling and the settings are on this side. All right, and you can go there as well, and you can see, you know, sort of like, you know, the build of your website. Right now, let's say you're done editing it, and there are two options. Option number one, you can immediately publish it to Webflow, to your subdomain that you selected. And if you want to do that, you would click that publish button, and this is then you will see skoloonline.webflow.io. This is the subdomain this website is going to be published to. All right, so you can immediately click publish to selected domain. All right, I'm going to click that. Publish successfully. Right, so let's check it. Let's just I wanted to copy this. How do you? Okay, so you can also click on this and it will open it. Right, open a new tab, and then it will take you to your website. There it is. All right, so this is your website. It's working right now. If you were watching and you went to Skolo Online Webflow.io, you will find this website. It's hosted already with an SSL certificate. It's amazing, all right? So this website is up and running, and I built it absolutely for free. Okay, but the catch with building it for free is that it will always have this Made in Webflow branding. You can't get rid of that. If you want to get rid of that, then you have to select one of the hosting packages and pay. But if you just wanted to do this for free, I mean, whatever content you wanted to share, you can do this, and your website is up and running. No code. I didn't pay a cent. I didn't enter any credit card details. You watched me online. I'm sure I did this less than 30 minutes. My website is up and running, and it was done for free, all right? The other option that you've got, and for designers especially, people like myself, because maybe I want to do it on my own domain still without paying, because I already have a hosting package that I've bought, and my hosting package allows me to host multiple things on it. You know, I'm already paying like only $5 a month for it, and I want to host it there. Why pay for another hosting? I can add multiple websites on one hosting package. So let's say I wanted to do that, then I can like export the code. Okay, so to export the code, let me just show you how I got here. It's this, you know, this brackets over there. You click on it, and then it's busy building up the code over there. All right, exports don't include native form functionality. Upgrade your account to export your site. Host with Webflow to take advantage of our CMS. All right, so I can't export this until I upgrade my plan. But if you upgrade your plan, then you can export this code, and then you can you know, you can build this somewhere else. Let's see what's there. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, assets. All right, so this is the body of it, right? And that's the CSS. I mean, if you were really smart designer and you had the time, you could try and copy and paste this, right? Because this is the HTML, but it starts only in the body part, so you don't have the head of it. But I mean, I could completely copy and paste this in somewhere else and do this manually without upgrading the plan if I really wanted to. But those are the options that you've got, all right? So thank you guys for watching. Go play out with Webflow. Next time I'll do a tutorial on maybe the CMS version, and maybe pay $12 and try out the e-commerce one and see how that looks like. And yeah, we'll see you next time.